All right, I call myself trying to work on posting every day. I said trying. So we're going to take baby steps with this. Because the way content creation is set up, they be talking about 3 to 5 times a day. Now, I don't know about the other beginning content creators, but me trying to build multiple platforms with information or content that's not always the same throughout all of them, that's a lot. That's a lot. Low key, I give my props to the content creators now that are consistently posting, okay? And if they are attempting to do what I'm doing, and that is to kind of have different flows throughout the different platforms, then y'all get good kudos. Good kudos, because that is a lot of time. Content creation alone is a part-time to full-time job depending on how consistent you are with posting. Me, I'm gonna be like a part-time poster starting off because the way my life is set up, I do not have time every day to post 3 or 5 times. I'm gonna work toward it, but right now that ain't gonna happen. Which brings me to my little notes. Got my little notepad, because I was gonna come over here and ramble about content creation. So, the things that I've learned so far in trying to not only build the content, but do it in such a way that it has like a meaningful flow to it. Yeah, I say it like that. So, it's a little tricky. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, if you're a beginning creator, content creator, or working toward being a content creator, influencer, whatever you want to call it, I just call it content creating. You're going to want to post 3 to 5 times a day if you want to be consistent. In the beginning, I say attempt to post at least once between you tapping in with your creative juices and then you having to edit it and then post it, let alone if you're actually working or going to school or have a family or whatever else. I mean, you can incorporate a lot of those things, don't get me wrong, but then it's still time involved in it, okay? So, I mean, once you get the hang of it, most content creators would probably tell you that it's not that hard to post 3 to 5 times a day. So maybe it's just because I'm still in the beginning stages that it's more of me getting the content to create. And then aside from like just the everyday type, like those are more easier to post. But some of my posts actually, for me, is for a purpose. Like I literally plot and plan, touch it to my little acting skills, so to speak, or my producing skills, or storyline telling skills in order to relay a message or show y'all something, like, I don't know. Anyway, so for content creating, the things that I've learned thus far is to post 3 or 5 times a day. Don't lock yourself into one particular niche. Like, I'm so open minded that I don't want to only be talking to one person or one audience. I don't want to be locked into targeting just one audience or feel like I'm in a hypocritical situations, because the world literally has all kinds to make it go round, which means that there is so many different topics and conversations and things and different personalities and just it's just a whole lot to where my phone is at 15%. It's probably gonna pop up. Oh well, I'll put it on the charger in a minute. Um, kind of lost thought, but it's just so many different people and different conversations that are to be had, and realistically, anytime you're going to get a service performed at a private setting, you're going to be exposed to every type of topic or conversation or, that people want to talk to you about. So it's like you have to be open to it, period. And I, like most or like others, come from like, the street life, the hood life, whatever life, the rough life, the struggle. Everybody got the struggle life, but and then you take that and you mix it in with the more professional side, and then people want to. It makes it a little bit borderline hypocritical, simply because there's a lot of things that once you get to the professional side, people will expect you not to do or assume that you don't do or feel like you shouldn't do just because you're more of a public eye or because you're in a certain position. And I don't really be feeling that. So it's just like, I don't want to be locked into one niche. It's just that simple. I don't want to every day. Like, my main focus would be hair, of course. But that's not my only focus. And that's not the only thing that I'm experienced in or that I could conversate about or that I could bounce ideas off of people with. Oh, so then the leech thing leads into having storylines and a little bit of the acting. And then somewhere down along my little list, I know tonight more about what people think. Just that simple. Because when you create content, just like when you watch a movie or a series or have the other content creators that people are following or engaging in, a lot of that stuff is just stuff that appeals to the public. That some of that is them trying to see what the public is wanting from them so then they can grow in the areas that is going to make them successful or grow whatever in whatever area that they're wanting to grow in. So you just, all I know is I've come to the realization if you don't really know me, truly know me, don't assume you know anything about me. As I go, everything is going to be relatable to me. Everything is going to be some things that either I've experienced or I can just relate to, or common sense, or compassion. It's just how I think or how I feel. It's just basically going to sum it up to this, just me. It's just going to be that simple. So I know that going into it. So then that way I know when it comes to the next part of beginning creating content would be to learn from the criticism and appreciate the compliments. So the good things that people are going to be telling me is just going to confirm that I'm doing things the right way. So then that is more motivation for me to keep going the way that I'm going and doing it the way that I'm doing it, even if sometimes I'm frustrating with the outcomes or the slow process of the doing it or just being tired of doing it, period. Whatever emotion or day or feeling I'm having that day, it just, you know, it is what it is. So the good compliments will just okay, you're on the right way. You just got to figure out how to keep growing. The negative stuff, the criticism, is the learning curve. Meaning, if you tell me something that I'm not doing right or you say something negative, then that means that I have to pay attention to it because you could be my potential client or my potential partner or my potential whatever. Like the relationship or the connection that I could build with you will be beneficial to both of us. You know? You know what they say, friends with benefits? Damn it. Them the type of friends with benefits I'm looking for. You heard? Let's be beneficial to each other. Or anyway, in my head, this is just how I'm gonna take it. So it is what it is. Um, what else is on this little list? Uh, being relatable to the public. I already said that. Um, different forms of creativity. Um, really just let it flow. Like, just let it flow. Just give different forms of creativity. Eventually, you and the public is going to be able to come to a common ground. Like, they're going to tell you what they want from you, and you're going to be able to supply it to them. And then at the same time, you're going to be able to supply it to them or introduce them to something different or another avenue of things that you guys can grow together with or y'all can learn together with, you know. And then besides that, it's taking risks along the way. So it's all going to be content in a way, but then that's also a form of creativity too, if that makes sense. Um, this is a big one for me. To get uncomfortable. Look, let me tell you something. I'm the most comfortable when I'm by myself. To have to deal with a lot of different energies is a challenge for me simply because I am most of the time by myself or with my kids. I go to work, I go take care of what I need to take care of, but then I come home. So then it's easier to just be me. So for me to actually talk, or even right now, I done got better with just recording. I gotta get better with looking at the camera. But even for me to be recording myself on it and be talking to you instead of like talking to myself in the first person type of situation, then that's me getting out of my comfort zone. Some of the other little videos and content and things that I'm going to purposely put out there is just for me to get out of my comfort zone. Like, literally. And then that's the part that scared me a little bit because I feel like, even though I know, I know I'm going to have to keep myself in check and I'm going to have to just keep myself in check. Because one thing about me is just like everybody else, nobody play with them. So I don't play with me. You're not gonna play with you, and nobody plays with nobody about themselves. It's that simple. So it's that fine line to where the misconception is most people will let you know that a lot of the storylines or a lot of the content that they create is not specifically to them. like they're tuning into characters or they're tuning into other life situations. They're getting inspired from other things in general. And then it would be the little public that will come and try to turn their world upside down on some bullshit. And that right there, that is the part that I have to get uncomfortable with. Like, I don't care what people think about me, but it's the image that bothers me. So it's kind of tricky because I'm that being a messy business shit, not it. Not being a down to earth, realistic business, I'm all for it. All for it. But that messy shit, I'm not on that. I am not on that. I'm not on that. A replicable business does not want their image to be constantly tarnished. And even though mine is a little to nothing, it's still me trying to grow it. It's still me building it. The image that I'm trying to build along the way is not that of a messy business or a business that doesn't care about how the people that they're trying to earn their money from are perceiving them, are seeing them. I don't go to places that is a constant headache for me, or I don't like this, or I don't like that. I mean, everybody works hard for their money, point blank, period. Period. They choose where they go to spend the money that they're earning. So with me having that thought in my head, there's just a certain image that I'm trying to that I'm just trying to maintain as I'm growing. And people could take that, just, they could take it the wrong way. And so that's what I'm working on. Mm-hmm. That's a part of content, getting uncomfortable. I'm working on is like literally, and then even with like some of these, well, not ain't no damn some hell, the affiliate programs that I'm trying to get involved with, they all want me to be public anyway. So for me to have to get out there and stay out there, not completely out there, but to allow y'all to get to know me and to see some of my skills and some of my thoughts and creativity, it's gonna happen. It's gonna just have to happen. But I already knew that. That's the main thing I say in all these damn videos that I post too. One day I'm not gonna say it though. One day I'm gonna hop on here and then, well, ain't no damn one day to it because I started recording some more. All right. And then basically, in a nutshell, me rambling just summarized the last little part of the beginning creation of being a beginning content creator, if I can talk right. It basically, you just want to appeal to both the professional side and the street side. And that's just because whoever comes and spends their money with you, it's going to be a mixture of both. Period. Period. It doesn't matter what product or service you sell. You're going to be selling people that's from the professional side. You're going to be selling to people that's from the street side. You're going to sell from people that's from the criminal side. You're going to sell from people that's from the famous side. You're going to sell from people that's from the unknown side. Whatever side, you're going to be selling to them. So why not appeal to them? Or at least have some content to appeal to them. Because they, again, all of this, all the content creation basically is your way of building your community. So my phone about to die, and I've been rambling for about 20 minutes, which y'all probably not even gonna listen to it for this long. But this is me practicing. I'll be back.